attorneys argue the moments before her detention show at least one of the officers knew it wasn't the right dodge.
It's not it. Show me your hands! Show me your hands!
Strand, a reported case of mistaken identity may land a law enforcement agency in civil court.
The department tells us it can't comment on this more recent suit and will not confirm if any of the officers involved are facing discipline.
You don't treat a young child this way. I mean, all you had to do was run the plate.
18-year-old Lanisha Hemingway and her family announced a lawsuit Tuesday against the North Myrtle Beach Police Department over this controversial traffic stop.
Show me your hands! Show me your hands!
The Hemingway's attorney shared this body camera video from May 3rd with us, showing who the suit identifies as officers K+Lls and Michael Paciello, cuffing the then North Myrtle Beach high schooler. The police department claims its officers thought Hemingway had been driving a stolen car. In the meantime, the Hemingway family is seeking punitive damages in a jury trial.
Austin police officer Cameron Caldwell is now facing his second investigation by APD. It comes after Cedar Park police say he turned himself in to the Williamson County Jail on Friday. Police charged him with 2 counts of injury to a child, both occurring from an incident at his Cedar Park home. This is not the first time the 39-year-old has made headlines. Back in 2016, he's seen in a viral video making a public intoxication arrest at South by Southwest. He pepper sprays a handcuffed man. Caldwell said that man was repeatedly kicking the police van doors despite being told to stop. APD launched an internal investigation and suspended Caldwell for 45 days without pay. But after 9 hours of testimony from witnesses, a Travis County grand jury cleared him. This time around, APD says it's initiated an administrative investigation, and Officer Caldwell is now on restricted duty. APD says that it is cooperating with Cedar Park Police.
Good morning, and welcome to the Bad Apple Report. It's 7:30 a.m., bright and early right here at home on the range, and thank you so much for being here today, folks. We've got a big show, so we're going to get right onto it. It's a great show. Well, great. That is, if you like to watch bad apples get in big trouble, because that's what's happening today on the Bad Apple Report.
The sheriff still needs to resign his position.
Calls for Clarity's resignation, including from Governor Stitt, ongoing since last year after the McCurtain County Gazette published damning audio recordings.
Yeah, I know where 2 big depots are here every day. I got an excavator.
Conversations after a county board of commissioners meeting Clarity was present for, ranging from talks about hanging black people to murdering and burying Gazette reporters.
A big loss at the ballot box for an Oklahoma sheriff who was recorded taking part in a racist and inappropriate conversation.
Well, the governor had already requested that McCurtain County Sheriff Kevin Clarity resign, which he didn't do, and now he's been voted out of office.
News 4's John Hayes joins us in studio with those details. John.
Adria, Kevin, a small minority of voters were enough in last night's primary to put Kevin Clarity out of the job come January. Voters who rallied against him, though, are still calling on him to step down now.
Him just kind of tiptoeing around that and not coming out and saying, you know what? I was in there.
Despite an investigation from the Attorney General, former County Commissioner Mark Jennings was the only one involved who resigned. Watson says Clarity never apologized.
That spoke volumes, and I think that had a lot to do with how this election turned out.
Attorney General Gentner Drummond weighing in Wednesday after previously saying he hadn't found any evidence of crimes being committed and that voters would have to decide, saying in part, quote, "I commend the voters for choosing a different path and I look forward to working with the new sheriff to protect public safety."
Even though I appreciate his political statement, because that's all it is a political statement, I'm not going to lie and say that he's still accountable himself. And his statement means zero to me.
Tough words there. We reached out to Sheriff Clarity, but he never got back to us.
Moving right along, all the way out to the northwest. I'm not sure what's going on out there, but it seems like it's a whole lot of ooh la la.
These are some examples of this.
Documents obtained by King 5 show in Barden's case, the Pierce County Sheriff's Department received a referral in May from OPA, saying they'd received a complaint of domestic abuse against the deputy chief. Barden didn't respond to inquiries for this story.
The type of allegations that you're referring to are serious no matter what position you occupy in a police department.
Neither man has been charged with a crime. Both are still on the job.
These are the two Seattle police chiefs under criminal investigation. Assistant Chief Tyrone Davis on the left and Deputy Chief Eric Barden on the right. King 5 has confirmed Davis is under investigation for alleged sexual assault, and Barden is being investigated for alleged domestic violence. Davis, a 25-year veteran of the department, served as a liaison between the commission and SPD.
We met at a work event on my second day.
Dozens of text exchanges between the two reviewed by King 5 show they had a relationship beyond the workplace. The woman says after meeting at a restaurant in March, Davis sexually assaulted her. The complaints were referred to outside agencies because they were criminal in nature. Neither has been arrested or charged with a crime.
It's been horrible. I mean, how this has affected my life.
King 5 has confirmed this woman, who asked to remain anonymous, prompted the investigation into Chief Davis. She's a former employee of Seattle's Community Police Commission.
To address the issues that we have in our community.
Davis's attorney said the accusations are untrue.
The stress has been debilitating. You know, it's affected my performance, my productivity, my sleep, my day-to-day life. The next few days, I really felt ashamed of what had happened to me.
Multiple law enforcement experts are troubled to hear two top-level police officials in the same department are under separate criminal investigations, and that both remain on the job.
Other news tonight, one of the top-ranking members of the Seattle Police Department is on paid administrative leave.
In mid-May, then Police Chief Adrian Diaz did put Chief Davis on administrative leave. We now know it was after receiving the sexual assault allegation. The leave didn't last long.
And with that, I will introduce Chief Rohr, Susan Rohr, and I gave your bio, but the mic is yours.
The next week, Mayor Bruce Harrell took Diaz off the job and replaced him with Sue Rohr, the former King County Sheriff. On her first official day in the office, she brought Davis back to work. King 5 has learned she made the move before the alleged victim was ever interviewed.
I brought Tyrone Davis back because when I reviewed the information that was available to me, it was my judgment that he did not need to be on administrative leave in order for the investigation to move forward. There was no indication that he would in any way interfere with the investigation. There was no information that he would cause any kind of disruption in the workplace. So I didn't see a compelling reason to keep him out on administrative leave.
In Barden's case, internal sources confirmed Diaz tried to put him on administrative leave, but under Sue Rohr's leadership, that directive wasn't carried out.
Oh, I was outraged. This is ridiculous.
The alleged victim in the Davis case says she's furious. Both men are on duty, and it's the wrong message to women.
So what does that say to you?
I mean, it tells me that I don't matter. These people the public, these individuals, these women, do not matter.
Sue Rohr stands by her decision to bring Davis back. All she would say about Barden is that he was never on administrative leave.
What do you think this message gives to women?
That we take these charges very seriously and we conduct a credible investigation.
Do you strongly feel like you made the right decision?
Absolutely, I do.
Police policy experts say best practice isn't being followed in this case.
It's pretty much standard throughout the United States that if you're facing these types of criminal allegations, investigations, you're going to be placed on administrative leave, regardless of your position.
We want to make it clear that these are allegations. No one's been charged, and there may never be criminal charges.
Well, I guess I better keep my commentary to a minimum. Oh, and by ooh la la, I meant ooh la la.
The accusations started coming, and in my head, I'm like, it's clear that these aren't true, but I know who I am, and I know what I've done, and I know that I've been always true to myself, and it's a story that it's struggled with over the last 4 years, that I'm a gay Latino man.
Lindquist says anything you're hearing from Diaz regarding PR is undoubtedly part of his legal strategy.
After facing multiple allegations from female officers, the former police chief now says that he is gay. What relevance does that have?
There are questions surfacing about how that might impact the accusations of sexual discrimination and harassment against him. A former prosecutor told Como's Michelle Esteban he thinks Diaz's sexual orientation is likely irrelevant, but his timing strategic.
But there's never a good time to then say, hey, I am a gay man.
Diaz is facing several accusations of discrimination, sexual harassment, and a hostile work environment at SPD. 4 female officers in April filed a $5 million tort, claiming in part a culture of predatory behavior.
And his sexual preference is entirely irrelevant to whether or not there is a hostile or misogynistic culture.
The accusations started coming.
I think we'll wrap it up with this one last bad apple. Well, you know, he's retired, so he made it through his career, and then he did a real bad thing as a retired cop. And lo and behold, he made it on the Bad Apple Report in his retirement.
A bike ride turned deadly for a North Kingstown woman, and a retired Providence police officer is being charged in her death.
The suspected DUI incident happening last night near the intersection of Boston Neck Road and Earl Drive in North Kingstown. Jake Holter is live in North Kingstown with the story. Jake?
Mike and Shannon, it was just before 7 last night that 53-year-old Linda Sherman was hit from behind while riding her tricycle. The man accused appearing in Kent County Court this morning.
It's avoidable, and this woman's life is now taken because of someone else's actions.
59-year-old Daniel Famiglietti accused of hitting and killing North Kingstown resident Linda Sherman while he was driving under the influence. Just before 7 Thursday evening, police say Sherman was riding her tricycle in the breakdown lane of Boston Neck Road when she was hit from behind by a Jeep. And police say it was Famiglietti behind the wheel. 12 News has learned Famiglietti was a Providence police officer who retired in 2022. He's been charged with driving under the influence resulting in death, as police say Sherman was pronounced dead at Kent Hospital. Linda's friends telling me off camera she was extremely active in the community, volunteering at school functions, Meals on Wheels, and early childhood screenings, to name a few. A physical therapist at Newport Hospital, they tell us she was an avid swimmer whose loss will be deeply felt in North Kingstown. The court clerk telling us Famiglietti was released on bail following his arraignment this morning. We reached out to him for comment, but have not yet heard back.
You guys know how much I enjoy bringing you the Bad Apple Report every morning, and I would do just about anything to break the news lightly so that we don't have these negative feelings when we leave the Bad Apple Report. But I didn't have a lot of funny things on my mind today, and so I just had fun with the graphics. So I had a graphics-gasm, and I was about halfway through, I started worrying about one of my favorite commenters, Ann Onmouse. I'm like, oh no, Ann Onmouse is probably, getting dizzy by now, as is everyone. Anyways, you're all great, and I'm worried about all of you guys now. But I hope when you look at regular nature today, you'll just be so grateful that you don't have to see all these bright, weird, argyle and plaid and gradients. Okay. So nice juxtaposition. All right. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. bright and early.